What is up, Pats Nation? It is Patriots Global here with another video, and you guys are going to be freaking out in the comments because there is some videos coming out that a lot of you are going to not necessarily be happy about. To say the least, the past few days have not exactly been going in the New England Patriots direction. But for this video, we're going to be talking about Josh Gordon stepping away from football. Now, reports basically came out that Gordon was facing yet another indefinite suspension for violating the terms of his reinstatement under the NFL's drug policy. We all know that Josh Gordon has a lot of issues when it comes to drinking and drugs and just all that stuff. He's been suspended a lot for that, and we all thought that that was kind of changing, but I think it took a turn in the other direction. It is also being said that Josh Gordon recently did cheat on his girlfriend. Not 100% sure how true that part is, but it is something that is being said. And according to ESPN's Adam Schefter, who is a very reliable source, he says that Gordon wasn't expected to play again this season or even ever again. After all of this came out, Gordon basically went on Twitter and announced that he was going to be stepping away from football to focus on his mental health. Gordon, who is 27, had this to say: "I have recently felt like I could have a better grasp on things mentally. With that said, I will be stepping away from the football field for a bit to focus on my mental health. I would like to thank Coach Belichick, Mr. Kraft, as well as countless others within the Patriots organization for their continued support." The Patriots then went on to make their statement saying, "We support Josh Gordon in his continued efforts to focus on his health." They also then said, "His attempt to do so is private and a personal matter which we intend to respect." Honestly, guys, there is no way to sugarcoat this whatsoever. This is an extremely big blow to the Patriots. I don't want to make this video like 20 minutes, so I do want to make a video later on basically about how the Patriots can replace him, which is not the correct word because you cannot just replace Josh Gordon. You cannot. He was having one of the best seasons of his career, and he came into the organization very late into the season. I mean, you already have Gronk, not 100. You have Burkhead, who is not playing like Burkhead. You have Tom Brady dealing with injuries, which I'll be talking about in another video. So really, this could not have happened at a worse time. This is going to be extremely rough for the Patriots to really glide past. Now, something I do want to mention is that I watched a video basically on this, and they said that they feel like the Patriots might have actually known about this, that the Patriots knew that there was one little tweak that Josh Gordon would make that would really just have him out of football, or at least out of the Patriots organization. So maybe that was why back at the trade deadline, the Patriots were trying really hard to make a push for an elite wide receiver like Demaryius Thomas. Basically a guy that could just serve as a backup in case anything did happen with Josh Gordon. And as we all know, the Patriots were not able to make a trade, which now the fact that Josh Gordon is not playing football anymore hurts the Pats even more, as he was really the best wide receiver on that team. In 11 games with New England, he caught 40 balls for 720 yards and 3 touchdowns. Chemistry with him and Brady was connecting like no other. And Gordon really just became a guy that Brady looked to when he was under pressure, really became a guy that Brady was looking to on third down conversions. Now, a lot of people actually, I don't want to say saw this coming, but knew that there was something up when Gordon did not talk to the press after last week's loss to the Steelers, mainly because he always talks to the media, so it was very weird that all of a sudden he didn't. And not to mention that Brady really was not having Josh Gordon very implemented into the offense last week. We kind of saw Josh Gordon start to not be a factor for some reason, and I remember because we were like, yo, we are losing these games. Josh Gordon is not getting the ball at all, and that's why we're losing. So maybe that was playing an effect also. Now, before my comments get flooded with, yo, Malcolm Mitchell, yo, Patriots Global, Malcolm Mitchell, it's not going to happen. Sources already confirmed that Malcolm Mitchell's knee is not physically ready to be physically used, for better words of use. And we are very late into the season, literally 2 games left to play for the entire season. Then it's playoffs. The Patriots have so much they're still fighting for. The Patriots are still fighting to win their division. The Patriots are still fighting to get to the playoffs because they are not 100% in. They are not locked in yet. And they are still fighting for that first round bye in the playoffs. So really, this just became a huge, ginormous hit to New England, especially when it comes to their offense, which has been struggling a lot. This just makes everything 100 times worse. Now, as for guys they could look to replace him, I'm not totally sure, especially like I said, this late into the season. Someone I feel like they might look at could be someone like Kenny Britt, because he is a free agent, because he knows the system. He won't have to come in, learn all of this very last minute. He knows what he needs to do. He knows the playbook. He knows all that stuff. He knows the system. So, in my opinion, I feel like it is going to come down to Kenny Britt as a possible guy they bring in, maybe someone from the practice squad. But ultimately, in the end, we do not 100% know. And before we try to go to Josh Gordon's Instagram and all be a-holes in his comments, which I'm going to say right now, do not do. This guy's dealing with some serious mental health issues. If anything, we got to support this guy with everything he's going through. But also, you can't go to his Instagram because supposedly he deleted it. But yeah, that's really it for today's video, guys. There's really not too much to say. Like I said, I want to make a video basically on how they can try to substitute Josh Gordon and kind of replace him, which, again, is not the correct word because we cannot replace Josh Gordon. But yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on this happening? Josh Gordon taking time away from football, not returning this season, especially at the worst time with playoffs right around the bend. Let me know in the comments below. Also, make sure you guys like and subscribe. It helps me out very, very, very much. Make sure you guys share this video with everybody who knows me. Go to the Patriots Global family. And other than that, I will catch you guys in another video.
In Astroworld.